That night, that Sunday night, I think a lot of different things happen. And in your own way, you each hear what the next job is for the six. Aubrey, it comes to you in a dream. It's Samat again, and over the last couple of months, he's been explaining to you the way things are in great detail about who he is and how long he's been around and how time is weird in a way that you can't quite comprehend, and about how, in order for Chiron to be saved, Samathes has to be killed. I think you hear it, Castile, from Malguin, who meets you for a drink late at night with his mask and his, crown off to the side. He's, in superhero mode, basically, but is, he's taken off his mask and has, settled down for a glass of vintage Naker wine, which is very expensive. You don't know how he got that, but he is definitely drinking it, and is drinking it in a very forceful way, in a way that's basically saying, this is a drink I need before what we're about to do. You hear it, Siege, deep in the woods, where Samal has called you back to him. Not pleased with how you've handled the gardeners, but offering you a new deal. Hitchcock, you hear it in a dream too, except you hear it from Samathes himself. He looks you in the eye, and he says, "You're coming to kill me. You don't know it yet, but you and your friends are coming to kill me." So the thing is, Siege, that the Samat has it in his head that Samathes has an artifact, something old, something that'll spark a solution into being. And the only way to get to it is to get into his grave. Only thing is, ain't no grave yet, because Samathes is still alive. When I drive a dagger into my father's heart, the city will come awake for him. There are protocols in place for when great beings die. The city will reconfigure itself instantly, sensing his demise, and it will build a sepulcher for him. Massive, noble, and somewhere in there, I am sure, is the solution. And Samat asks you, Aubrey, if you know how gods are made. Well, the thing is, gods come from a sort of divine impulse. You see, when someone like me veers just so from their intended character, something new springs into being. So for instance, when I saw the world that I'd made, and I saw it lonely, well, things sprung into being, and my sister Severia filled the world with creatures. And when I saw them dumb and unable to care for themselves, well, there was Samathes to build them bridges and homes. And so, Samat and Malguin are convinced if they can get into my mausoleum, if the divine blood in Malguin can feel something new, seeing me there resting, something might spring into being, something powerful enough to hold back the heat in the dark. I don't know what he thinks he'll see when he looks at me in a grave. I'll feel regret, he says, Castile, and he takes your hand. I've never felt regret in my life. I am confidence breathing. But I think if I go forward and I kill him and I see him there, surrounded by his adoring subjects, by those he's protected, I'll feel regret. And whatever that thing is, that can hold back the heat in the dark. That's what the mages told me anyway. They were sure.
Regret is much more manageable than you would think.
It's funny you say that, because, in a sense, death exists because of regret. You see, I know what you're thinking, Siege. If every god sprang from something else, where did I come from? Well, one day, nothing flinched, and there I was. And instantly it regretted me. And so my good friend Tristero was born. Haven't seen him in a minute, though. Still, the point is that in moments like these, gods don't design what their offspring looks like. I mean, hell, just look at the Cobbins. You think Samathes set out to make little lizard men? Please. But it's the emotion that becomes alive. It was the intuition and the perseverance of Samathes that made the Cobbins. And in the same way, it was the fear that it had done something wrong that made nothing make Tristero. So whatever Malwyn thinks he'll see in that tomb, boy, he could not be more wrong. You can't let them do it. Castiel, you have to help me with this. Hitchcock, they're going to come for me. And as time goes on, I wonder if they might be right. Aubrey, are you ready to do violence?
Yes.
Good.